Picture this. It's October 31st. The air is crisp and cool. A full moon hangs high in the sky, casting an eerie glow on the world below. Children dressed as ghosts and goblins excitedly ring doorbells, their bags open for treats. Pumpkins carved into grinning jack-o'-lanterns light up porches with flickering smiles. Welcome to Halloween, a night of spooky fun and ancient traditions. So where did this unique holiday come from? How did we end up with a night dedicated to ghosts, goblins, and things that go bump in the night? Buckle up, it's going to be a thrilling ride. Our story begins over 2,000 years ago with the Celts, an ancient people who lived in what is now Ireland, Britain, and northern France. For the Celts, the year was divided into two main seasons, the light half and the dark half. Summer's end marked the beginning of the dark half, a time associated with death and the supernatural. This transition was marked by a festival called Samhain, pronounced Samhain. Samhain, celebrated on October 31st, was the most important festival in the Celtic calendar. It marked the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter, a time often associated with hardship and scarcity. Imagine the scene. As darkness fell, huge bonfires blazed, casting dancing shadows on the faces of the Celts gathered around. These fires weren't just for warmth. They were sacred, believed to have protective and cleansing powers. During Samhain, the Celts wore costumes, often made from animal skins, and masks to ward off evil spirits or to disguise themselves from spirits that might be harmful. They also carved turnips, not pumpkins, into lanterns, often depicting grotesque faces to ward off evil and guide wandering spirits. Many of these ancient traditions, though slightly modified, form the foundation of our modern Halloween celebrations. From ancient bonfires to trick-or-treating, the spirit of Samhain lives on, reminding us of the enduring power of tradition. As the Roman Empire expanded, it encountered the Celts and their traditions. Rather than suppressing local customs, the Romans often incorporated elements of conquered cultures into their own. Two Roman festivals in particular played a role in shaping the holiday we now know as Halloween. The first was Feralia, a day in late October when Romans commemorated the passing of the dead and honored the spirits of deceased loved ones. The second festival, Pomona, celebrated the Roman goddess of fruit trees, gardens, and abundance. Pomona was associated with apples, a fruit that would later become closely linked with Halloween traditions. Over time, as the cultures interacted, elements of Feralia and Pomona intertwined with Samhain, adding new layers of tradition and belief to the celebration. The Roman Empire's embrace of Christianity in the 4th century AD marked a turning point for Samhain. The Church sought to replace pagan holidays with Christian observances. In the 9th century, Pope Gregory IV moved a feast honoring all Christian saints to November 1st. This day became known as All Saints' Day or All Hallows' Day. The day before, October 31st, naturally became known as All Hallows' Eve, which later morphed into Halloween. The Church also established All Souls' Day on November 2nd, a day to commemorate the faithful departed. Like Samhain, All Souls' Day involved bonfires, parades, and dressing up as saints, angels, and even devils. Samhain, once a pagan festival, was gradually absorbed into the Christian calendar. Despite the Church's efforts, many of the ancient Celtic beliefs associated with Samhain persisted. People still believed that the veil between the worlds was thin on All Hallows' Eve, a night when spirits could wander freely. Halloween, a fascinating tapestry woven from ancient Celtic customs and Christian beliefs, continued to evolve, carrying with it the spirit of Samhain and the enduring fascination with the supernatural. Halloween's voyage across the Atlantic was fueled by waves of immigrants, particularly the Irish and Scottish, who brought their cherished traditions to the New World. However, early American Halloween celebrations were a far cry from the widespread festivities we see today. In fact, Halloween faced some resistance in early America, particularly in Puritan New England, where celebrations of any kind were often frowned upon. But in the southern and central colonies, where there was a more diverse mix of cultures, Halloween found a more welcoming home. Here it began to take root, blending with existing colonial traditions and gradually evolving into a unique American celebration. These early celebrations were often small and community-based, with neighbors coming together to share stories, sing songs, and perhaps play a few pranks. Over time, as more immigrants arrived and shared their customs, Halloween slowly began to spread and gain popularity in its new American home. The 19th century brought significant changes to Halloween in America. The influx of millions of immigrants, especially from Ireland during the Great Famine, had a profound impact on the holiday. These newcomers brought with them their own unique Halloween customs and superstitions, further enriching the American celebration. During this period, Halloween shed some of its more superstitious and religious overtones, evolving into a more secular holiday focused on community and neighborly fun. Games and festivities, often with a focus on fortune-telling and matchmaking, became popular. Newspapers and magazines began featuring Halloween-themed stories, poems, and illustrations, further popularizing the holiday. Halloween was becoming less about warding off evil spirits and more about playful mischief and celebrating the autumn season. The 20th century saw Halloween's popularity explode in America. It evolved into a highly commercialized holiday with costumes, decorations, and candy becoming big business. Trick-or-treating, which had its roots in ancient souling traditions, became a beloved Halloween ritual, with children eagerly donning costumes and knocking on doors in anticipation of sweet treats. Halloween parties, once simple gatherings, transformed into elaborate costume affairs, with themes ranging from spooky to silly. Haunted houses, hayrides, and other Halloween-themed attractions popped up across the country, offering thrills and chills for those seeking a frightfully good time. By the late 20th century, Halloween had become firmly entrenched as a beloved American tradition, celebrated by people of all ages. Halloween's evolution from a solemn Celtic festival to a night of costumes, candy, and community gatherings is a testament to the enduring power of tradition. All right, let's talk candy. Trick-or-treating, the heart and soul of modern Halloween, has a surprisingly long and winding history. Remember the ancient Celtic practice of leaving offerings for wandering spirits? Well, that evolved into souling, where poor folks, often children, would go door to door on All Souls' Day, singing songs or reciting prayers in exchange for soul cakes. This tradition, carried across the Atlantic by European immigrants, gradually transformed into the trick-or-treating we know and love today. In early 20th century America, mischievous youngsters, often in costume, would go door to door on Halloween playing pranks on unsuspecting neighbors. To appease these pranksters and ensure a peaceful night, people began offering treats, and thus the modern trick-or-treat tradition was born. Even as Halloween has evolved, the basic premise of trick-or-treating remains the same: a night for kids to dress up, have fun, and of course score some sweet loot. No Halloween would be complete without the eerie glow of a jack-o'-lantern. But did you know that this iconic symbol of Halloween started out not as a pumpkin, but as a humble turnip? The Celts were the first to carve scary faces into vegetables and place candles inside to ward off evil spirits. They called these creations jack-o'-lanterns, named after a mischievous character from Irish folklore known as Stingy Jack. When Irish and Scottish immigrants arrived in America, they brought their jack-o'-lantern tradition with them. But they soon discovered that pumpkins native to North America were much larger, easier to carve, and made for far more impressive lanterns. From spooky ghosts to silly superheroes, costumes are synonymous with Halloween. But like many Halloween traditions, the practice of dressing up has ancient roots. Remember those Celts and their belief that spirits roamed free on Samhain? They believed that wearing costumes, often made from animal skins and masks, would either ward off evil spirits or disguise them from harmful ones. As Halloween evolved, so did the costumes. During the Middle Ages, costumes became associated with All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day. By the 19th century, Halloween costumes had become more about fun and less about religious observance or warding off evil spirits. Today, Halloween costumes run the gamut from spooky to silly, from homemade creations to elaborate store-bought ensembles. Once a celebration confined largely to the English-speaking world, Halloween has, in recent decades, become a truly global phenomenon. Fueled by American pop culture, the imagery and traditions of Halloween have transcended borders, capturing the imaginations of people worldwide. From the bustling streets of Tokyo to the historic squares of Prague, Halloween festivities have become increasingly commonplace, adding a dash of spooky fun to the autumn calendar. In some countries, Halloween is embraced as a fun, light-hearted celebration for children, while in others it retains a stronger connection to its ancient roots. Halloween's appeal seems to resonate across cultures, a testament to the holiday's adaptability and its ability to incorporate diverse beliefs and customs while retaining its core themes of community, celebration, and the supernatural. Section 2. From fiestas to festivals, Halloween around the world. In Mexico, Halloween coincides with Dia de los Muertos, a vibrant celebration of life and death. Unlike Halloween, Dia de los Muertos is a time to honor deceased loved ones. In Ireland, Halloween retains its ancient Celtic roots with bonfires and traditional games. In Japan, Halloween is popular among young people for its costume parties. From New Orleans parades to Edinburgh ghost tours, Halloween is a global phenomenon. A celebration of life, death, and everything in between. Cultural variations on a theme. Halloween's global journey reflects diverse ways cultures approach life, death, and the supernatural. In some cultures, Halloween is playful mischief and revelry, while in others it's a solemn occasion for remembering loved ones. In many Asian countries, ancestral veneration is key. Halloween resonates with these beliefs, connecting with deceased family members. Elsewhere, costumes and disguises tap into ancient masking traditions. Halloween explores our relationship with the unknown and traditions that bind us. It's a testament to the holiday's enduring power and universal resonance. So, there you have it, the spooky, surprising, and surprisingly diverse history of Halloween. From its ancient Celtic roots to its modern-day global celebrations, Halloween has certainly taken a wild ride through time. But what is it about this holiday, with its ghosts, goblins, and ghoulish delights, that continues to captivate us year after year? Perhaps it's the thrill of confronting our fears, if only for one night. Or maybe it's the chance to indulge our imaginations, dressing up as fantastical creatures and embracing the fantastical. Halloween allows us to step outside the ordinary, to embrace the unknown, and to find joy in the unexpected. Whatever the reason, Halloween's enduring appeal is undeniable. It's a holiday that transcends age, culture, and even belief systems, offering something for everyone. Whether you're a seasoned ghost hunter or a casual candy enthusiast, there's a place for you in the grand tapestry of Halloween. More than just a holiday, Halloween's cultural impact. Halloween's impact extends far beyond the realm of costumes and candy. It's become a cultural phenomenon, influencing everything from fashion and film to music and literature. Think about it. When was the last time you saw a vampire movie that didn't make you think of Halloween? Or heard a spooky song that didn't conjure up images of jack-o'-lanterns and haunted houses? Halloween provides a rich source of inspiration for artists, writers, and filmmakers, allowing them to explore themes of fear, fantasy, and the supernatural. It's a time when we give ourselves permission to be scared, to laugh at the absurd, and to revel in the macabre. And this, in turn, has shaped our cultural landscape, making Halloween imagery and themes instantly recognizable and endlessly adaptable. From the Gothic literature of Edgar Allan Poe to the iconic horror films of Alfred Hitchcock, Halloween's influence can be felt across genres and generations. It's a testament to the holiday's power to tap into our primal fears and fascinations, providing endless fodder for creative expression. Until next year's Spooktacular, the legacy of Halloween. As the last jack-o'-lantern flickers out and the echoes of trick-or-treaters fade into the night, we bid farewell to Halloween for another year. But the spirit of this unique holiday lingers. reminding us that it's okay to embrace the strange, the spooky, and the downright silly. Halloween, in its own unique way, teaches us valuable lessons about ourselves and the world around us. It reminds us that life is full of surprises, that it's okay to laugh in the face of fear, and that sometimes the most meaningful connections are forged in the shadows. So, as you put away your costumes and polish off the last of the Halloween candy, take a moment to appreciate the enduring legacy of this extraordinary holiday. It's a celebration of life, death, and everything in between. A time for community, creativity, and a good old-fashioned scare. Until next year, happy haunting.